Have you ever looked at a crow and thought, it's just another noisy bird? What if I told you this feathered creature might actually be as smart as a 7-year-old child? Stay with me, because once you discover how intelligent crows really are, you'll never see them the same way again. Before we dive deep, hit that like button and subscribe for more fascinating secrets of nature's most unexpected geniuses. Now let's unlock the crow's mind. Crows are everywhere, in cities, farms, and forests. Most people dismiss them as pests, scavengers, or just noisy black birds. But scientists have been studying crows for decades, and the truth is mind-blowing. These birds are capable of problem-solving, memory, emotional intelligence, and even tool-making. When researchers compared their mental abilities, they found something shocking. Crows scored about the same level as a human child around 6 or 7 years old. One of the clearest signs of intelligence is the ability to use tools. Humans do it, chimpanzees do it, and surprisingly, crows do it too. Imagine a crow standing in front of a tube filled with water. Inside, floating just out of reach, is a delicious piece of food. What does the crow do? It picks up stones and drops them into the tube one by one, until the water rises high enough for the food to float within reach. That's not instinct, that's physics, that's problem solving. Even more impressive, some crows bend wires into hooks to fish out food from containers. Think about that, birds designing tools on the spot. But tool use is only the beginning. Crows have astonishing memory. In one famous experiment, researchers wore masks while capturing and tagging crows. Years later, when the same masks were worn, the crows remembered the face of the researcher. They scolded, mobbed, and warned other crows about the dangerous human. Even more incredible, this memory is passed on socially. Young crows that were never captured still recognize and attack the dangerous mask because they learned it from their parents. Imagine if a child could remember someone's face for years and warn their friends about it. That's the crow's world. Intelligence isn't just about tools and memory. It's also about social interaction. Crows live in family groups where they cooperate, share food, and protect each other. They form alliances, almost like human friendships. If one crow helps another, that kindness may be returned later, what scientists call reciprocal altruism. And yes, crows even hold funerals. When a crow dies, others gather around, not just to mourn, but to learn. They study the scene, trying to understand what happened, almost like detectives investigating danger. When researchers test children with puzzles like stacking blocks or using simple levers, kids around age 7 can usually solve them. Crows perform at the same level. In one challenge, a crow had to use a short stick to reach a long stick, which it then used to get food. That's a two-step solution requiring planning. Guess what? The crow figured it out. They even understand water displacement, something many human kids don't fully grasp until school age. In test after test, crows prove they are thinkers, not just instinct-driven animals. You may have heard a crow cawing loudly, but did you know they have a complex communication system? Different calls can mean different things: warnings, invitations, or alerts. Some calls even seem to identify individual crows like a name. Scientists believe crows can share information about threats, food sources, and even human behavior. Imagine being able to talk about your day with your friends. Crows are doing something very close to that. How can a bird have such intelligence? The secret lies in the crow's brain. Although their brains are small in size, they are densely packed with neurons. In fact, a crow's brain has as many neurons as some primates. This gives them the power to plan, solve, and adapt. And adaptation is key. Crows thrive in cities, farmlands, and wild forests alike. They watch humans carefully, learn from us, and even use us to their advantage. So why do scientists say crows are like 7-year-old kids? Because the mental milestones match. At age 7, children can solve puzzles, remember faces, understand cause and effect, and work in groups. Crows demonstrate all of these abilities. Think about that for a second. When you see a crow hopping across the street, you're not just looking at a bird. You're looking at a mind, curious, observant, and problem-solving, very much like a human child. This discovery changes how we see intelligence in the animal kingdom. It proves that a big brain isn't always necessary. What matters is how those neurons are wired and how animals use them. It also challenges us as humans to respect creatures we often overlook. The next time you see a crow, don't just brush it off as a nuisance. Recognize it as a fellow thinker, a feathered genius sharing our world. So now you know the shocking truth. Crows are as smart as 7-year-old kids. Would you like to see more amazing stories of animal intelligence? Then hit like, share, and subscribe to join us on the journey into nature's secrets. And tell us in the comments, do you think crows might even outsmart us one day? Because when it comes to brains, the crow is no ordinary bird.